prior to leaving for San Diego Comic-Con, a massive box appeared on my doorstep from CGC. But I was busy trying to get things ready for the con to make sure that we could show up the right way with isolation. And because of that, I did not have an opportunity to unbox that shipment from CGC. But now that I'm back, we are going to open it up. If you want to see the mega haul that has come in, stay tuned for the video. So the entire time that I was at San Diego Comic-Con, I kept thinking about this box, and I was excited to get back home for several different reasons. Seeing my family, catching up on work, but then also unboxing the comics that came in. Without any further ado, let's dig in and see what has shown up here. And this is a book that is no stranger to anyone out there. I actually have a couple of these raw and one graded copy in the collection already. This is X-Men issue number 4, the first appearance of Omega Red. This one came back at a 9.6. I have a 9.8 in the collection already from CBCS. This one came in with white pages, which is really cool. And for those wondering, it does have that QR code on the back side. We spoke about this in a previous video where CGC is now making graders notes available to people for free, and they also have a helpful QR code on the back side that allows you to scan it with your phone and access the information. So really cool to see shipments come in with that already. As I reach down in the box, we have another one. We have another X-Men issue number 4. This is volume 2, of course. This one came back a 9.2 with white pages. Just a really cool book right here. Almost in any grade. So again, really cool one. Let's see what we have down here. Some cardboard. Yes, that is what we're talking about. That is what we are talking about. This one, 9.8. Again, first appearance of Omega Red. As I mentioned, I have a 9.8 from CBCS in the collection. I do believe that that one is newsstand. This one is the direct version. And one of the questions a lot of people are probably going to send me or post up is if these books are going to be for sale. I do not know as of yet. I am still aggressively playing catch up from being gone at San Diego. So we will see. But to that point, here's another one, 9.6 of this one. No need to spend any more time talking about that. I clearly had a theme going on when I sent this. Another 9.2. That is 4. Yeah, 4. 5 copies of that book. Please don't let there be another in there. All right, there is not another, thankfully. But this book right here. This is a cool book. I was so hopeful that I was going to get a better grade, but there may be another one. Yes, there is. All right, so this one is Alien issue number 1 from Dark Horse from 1988. It came back a 9.4 with white pages. A tough book to get because it is a black cover, and this one definitely has some noticeable spine ticks on the front. But I found a couple of copies of this one in the collection, and one of them I had hoped would come back a 9.8, but as I glanced down, I realized that we did not get a 9.8 on the higher grade. We did, however, get a 9.6, which is not bad. This one I felt was it had a good shot on goal. I see a little speck down there in the right hand corner. Again, black covers are really tough. So there's a little spot down there, and that's potentially why we didn't get a 9.8. And this one's pretty clean. It's a pretty clean book. And yes, I did have these pressed by CCS. I have no clue how long they've been gone. It has been a while. Let me just say that it has been a while. So this next one is a cool book. Not at all surprised by the grade on this one, but sometimes when you have these, you have to send them in just because they're really awesome books to have. This is Black Panther issue number 1, came back at a 7.5 with white pages. I gave away a really nice copy of this when I was doing giveaways for Go Collect, and I've had a couple of raw copies in the collection, but not a graded one, and decided I was going to send in the better of the graded copies. I think that's the only one that's in there. We'll see. It's been a while since I sent these books off. We are not halfway through the box yet. That's a cool book right there. Let's pull this one out. This one takes me right back to my childhood, and depending upon your age, may take you back to your childhood as well. Thundercats issue number 1. This one came back a 9.0 with white pages. If anybody has been following along with the 100K collection, you know that I found a ton of copies of this book in the collection. I gave a lot of them away in various ways over the years, but I still have a lot of them. This one came back a 9.0, and I think that there's a healthy number of these, so we may be able to kind of skip through quickly. This one came back a 9.2. Here is another 9.2, and they came back with white pages. What I will tell you about these books is that the print quality on them is not spectacular. It wasn't spectacular back in the day. A lot of them have some noticeable defects on the back side of them that absolutely drive me crazy, and I'm not surprised that they did not come back at a higher grade just because of some of the noticeable defects that you see copy after copy after copy, and I had close to 50 copies of this specific book, and I can tell you there were a lot of noticeable defects and the same defect on multiple books. Here's a really cool one that I've had. I want to say I have a couple of copies of this in the collection. I think I sent in the nicer of them. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 1. This is the 5th print. The 5th print came back a 9.2 with white pages. This book too came out of the 100K collection. I think just about every single book in this box came from the 100K collection. Really nice representation of this one. This one actually does, this is the one with the rusty staples. I think a lot of them actually, maybe not. Maybe there might be a slight amount of rust on there, but still a 9.2 is not a terrible grade for that book. I wish it was a first print. Here's a 9.2 of Thundercats right there. So we have, I think that's like 3 9.2s and 1 9.0. Make that another one. There's another 9.2 right there. Let's see what else we have. All right, we're stepping it up. We're stepping it up here, people. Couple of 9.4s right there. Some 9.2s, 9.4s, a 9.0. And now we have a 9.6. Oh, another 9.6. And one more for good measure. We got really close right there. And I can tell you, let me look. On the back of these, every single one has that exact same defect. So, again, not perfect books by any measure, but definitely some really cool books. So, yeah, found in the collection and found in the number and quantity that I did find them in. And there we go. I saw this book at San Diego Comic-Con, and somebody was selling this book for $2,700, which is ridiculous. Clearly a hard book to get at this grade, as I just mentioned, but we did it. We did it. We got a solid 9.8 of Thundercats issue number 1. And it does indeed have the exact same mark. So maybe they didn't ding me for that. We got a 9.8 white pages of Thundercats number 1. How cool is that? Clearly, this one is staying in the collection. That is cool. That's a very, very cool book. I have in my mind this goal of getting Thundercats in a 9.8, G.I. Joe in a 9.8, and there's one other book. There's one other book, Transformers, in a 9.8. Just because those are books that go directly back to my childhood, and who doesn't want to have a perfect grade of that? Like Darkhawk. You got to have a Darkhawk 9.8 in your collection if you're from the 90s. The last book that's in here is a cool book, a book that is. There's a lot of debate about this one. This one came back in 9.4 with white pages. This is the cameo appearance, first appearance, you decide, of Gambit X-Men Annual Issue number 14. So there you go. That is my mega haul of books from CGC. A lot of really awesome books in here. I probably will release another video tomorrow that will also be a CGC haul as well. And I say that because CGC has been on a tear as of late. A lot of the books that were trapped in the system for a while are flowing out now. And so I have another box that has shown up here at the house. It's not a mega box. It's a small box, but I think that there's some good stuff in there. So tune in tomorrow if you want to see what else has shown up here at the house. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, I want to encourage you to give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment behind it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel for some reason or another, I want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe now. That way you won't miss out on any of the content that comes out from the channel. And if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do so on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.